FEMA and other organizations are helping tornado survivors all over West Alabama, and what they're doing and how has changed as the weeks go by. Tim Tyson's here from FEMA to give us the latest. Tim, thank you very much for being with us again today, buddy.
Thank you, Danny. Debris removal in the area is going quite strong. In the state, like 4.3 million cubic yards of debris, and I can't tell you what that means. It's a lot of it.
It is.
But we're about halfway through, I think, in picking up the debris. But now the process gets more complicated, pulling all that debris off of private property. And so there's a lot more dust in the air and a lot more being kicked around. And it'll take longer now as we move into lakes and streams and pull debris out of waterways. People just need to be really, really careful, where they go. When they're in a near an area where they're cleaning up debris, keep your car windows rolled up, take those safety precautions. And as they pick up the debris, people need to start thinking about rebuilding and rebuilding safer and stronger. This weekend there are several things going on to teach people how to do safer rebuilding. All this taking place as we move close to the 2 weeks left to register for FEMA assistance.
Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick. If you haven't registered yet, the countdown's on. It's almost over. The
countdown is definitely on. The people that receive damage from April 15th to May 31st, that's the window of registration of the incident, but they only have till June 27th to register for assistance. Last weekend, at least a dozen people came in to the disaster recovery centers and said they hadn't ever heard of registration for FEMA.
Wow.
So people need to talk to their friends and their family, their coworkers, see if they had damage, urge them to come in and register with us.
All right, in the disaster recovery centers, where are they still at in operation right
Thank you, Danny. There's one still at the Holt Elementary School on Crescent Ridge Road, at the American Legion Post on University, and at the Hughes Center over on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
So if you don't have a good phone line right now, and if you don't have internet service and you have not registered with FEMA yet, and you're a tornado survivor, you had damage, then you need to get to one of those three locations.
You really do. I mean, you can call the number that we've talked about forever, the 1-800-621-3362, or go to disasterassistance.gov, or on a mobile app at m.fema.gov, or just go to the Disaster Recovery Center, sit down across the table from us and the SBA, and then work out your claim with us.
Now, the people that have registered with FEMA, and I've heard people say that they've received rental assistance,
right,
and that they've received forms asking them if they'd like to apply for it again. How does that work?
Every month, their rental situation is reviewed, and it can be continued up to 18 months. The purpose of rental assistance is to get people into permanent housing. Even using the mobile homes is only temporary. None of that's long-term. So if you're in a rental assistance position, our goal is to get you back into a permanent residence or out of a apartment into something more long-term. So all the stuff that we do is intermediary to get you back into a situation where you're in your neighborhood, with your schools, your churches, back to a life that was similar to what you were enjoying before the disaster.
All right, Tim, thank you very much for being with us today.
Appreciate it.
Always great information. FEMA has lots of ways to assist you if you are a tornado survivor. You can call them toll-free at 1-800-621-3362, and you can find them online at FEMA.gov/assistance.